Hello guys, welcome back. And in this part of our project, we are going to build another two sections, and they are going to be the featured properties for sale and the good reviews by customer section. If you notice, we have four cards in this section, and it's going to have a description here that says for sale, or it can say not for sale. And we are also going to have the property name and the property price. Down here, we're going to have the review, we're going to have the property features, and we're going to have the property location. And here we're going to have a button that says view in case our user wants to view and see what the property really looks like. Then down here for the good review section, we're going to have the reviewer image, the review, we're going to have the reviewer name, and lastly we're going to have the reviewer job. But before that, we're going to create our buttons down here, the button buttons. If you notice in our project, I forgot to create them last time, but in order to do that, we can just get down here and create a span. We're going to create a span here and give it a class, and the class is going to be bottom btn container. Then in here we're going to have our button, and the button is going to have a class, and the class is going to be big btn, which is big button. And down here we're also going to have another class which is going to be btn. You can just copy and paste this for the second button, paste it here in the agent section, and let's see what we have inside the buttons. For the first button, we have browse more properties, and we can just type that in right here, browse more properties. And let's see what we have for the second button. We have browse more agents, so we're just going to type in browse more agents. Now let's see what our buttons look like. And these are our buttons. They are just what we want. This is what we want right here. Now let's go ahead and continue with our featured property section, which is our next section, this section right here. So in order to create that section, we need a section tag, and in here we're going to have a class, and the class is going to be container to make it responsive, and our second class is going to be property sale section. Then in here we're going to have a header just like last time, and the header is going to have a class, and the class is going to be header center. The next we're going to have a h1 tag in here for our header text, and the class is going to be head text. Then we're going to have our text right in here that says featured property for sale. The next we're going to have our dummy text down here. It's going to have a class, and the class is going to be wrap text center. Now let's grab our dummy text. This is it right here. I'm just going to copy and paste, and that should do it for our header. Let's see what it looks like. This is it down here. Now let's go ahead and create the card container. In order to achieve the card container look, we need a main tag, and it's going to have a class. The class is going to be property sale cards, and in here we're going to have our card, and it's going to be inside the div. The div is going to have a class which is going to be a card just like last time, and it's also going to have an id, and the id is going to be property card id. Next we're going to create our image in here, which is a property image. We need a span for it, and the span is going to have a class that says property card left. Then in here we're going to have our image. I already have an image, but you can use any image at all. It's supposed to be inside an image tag, and I'm going to add my image right here, and this is just what I need. Let's see what it looks like. As you can see, it already has a border, and this is just what we want. Let's go ahead and add the remaining features. We'll need another span after this, and it's going to be called, it's going to have a class which is going to be called property card right. And in here we're going to have our elements that are inside the right side of our card, which are the property name, the property price, and other things inside the card. And in order to create them, we need a div, and it's going to have a class which is going to be property. Here we're going to have property card right, and this is not going to be card right. We already have that class. What we need here is property details top, which is the top side of our card, and in here we're going to have a div, and then we're going to have a p tag in here to hold our description. It's going to have a class. The class is going to be describer, just like last time, and we're going to add red btn here, which we already have in CSS. Then we're going to add our for sale text in here, and let's see what it looks like. As you can see, it's now looking nice because we've already styled it in CSS before. Next, we're going to add our h4 tag, which is going to be the property name, and here it's going to have a class. The class is going to be property. It's going to be property sale name, and the name here is going to be Adobe property advisors. And next we're going to have our container that holds the star reviews. The star reviews are the reviews that are right down here, and in order to achieve that look, we need a span after our header text. We need a span right here, but first let's create a div to put the span inside it. And for the span we need a class, and the class here, let's call it star reviews, and let's give this one a class also, and the class here is going to be, let's call it property star reviews. And for the star reviews, we are going to use our icons, and the icon here is going to be fa-solid and fa-star. Then we are going to paste this 4 more times. What we need are 5 stars, and that is all we need for the stars. Then after the stars, we're going to add our property, let's see, after the stars we need the reviews count, which are 52 reviews, and in order to create that we need a p tag here, and inside our p tag we are going to have a bracket, and the bracket is going to have a text inside, which is going to be 52 reviews. Then we're going to give it a class. The class here is going to be property number of reviews, and that should do it for our reviews. Then after our reviews, we need to get down here and create the property price. We need a h2 tag, and it's going to have a class. The class is going to be property sale price, and in here we're going to have a $sign, and next we're going to have the price, which is going to be 120 million. Let's see what they look like. This is it down here, just what we want. After that, we are going to create our property features, which are these features right here: 3 beds, 1,800 square feet, and 38 HK. In order to create that, we need a div down here, and this div is going to have a class, and the class is going to be property features. Then in here we're going to have a span, and the span here is going to have, we don't need a class for it. What we need is our features right inside it. To get the features, we need a p tag, and it's going to have a class, and the class is going to be property feature icon. Then in here we're going to have our icon. We need a class for it. The class is going to be fa-solid and fa-location dot once more. Then next we're going to have our text right in here, which is the feature, and the text here is going to be 3bhk. We can also copy and paste this 3 more times to create the remaining 2 features. And the second feature is going to be our location. Actually, not location, it's going to be 3 beds, and the third one is going to be the size. which is 1800 square feet. This is, so yes, that's correct, square feet. And let's see what they look like. These features right here, that's what we want. And after that, we're going to create a footer for the location and the view button. And in order to create the location and the view button, we need to just get down here and create a footer. And the footer is going to have a class, and the class is going to be property right footer, and it's going to have a p tag right inside it, which is going to have a class. The class is going to be property location text. The text here is going to, first we need an icon. The icon here is going to have a class, which is going to be fa-solid and fa-location pin. We need pin this time around. Let's see if it's available. This is it right here. That's what we want. After that, we need our text right in here, which is location. We need quiet market Canada, and that should do it for our location. What we need next is the view button. So down here, we're just going to create a button, and our button here is going to have a class, and the class is going to be view property btn. And let's see what that looks like. We don't have any text inside it yet, so it won't show up. Just type in view there, and that should work. That's just what we want for our card. As you can see, it's now looking nice, but we need to add CSS to make it look much more like this. And in order to make it look like that, we're going to head over to CSS and add some styles to our code. So down here, we're going to get started with our property section. First, we need our property sale section class. So here, let's type in property sale section. But first, let's make sure it's available in HTML. So let's copy this and search for it in HTML. And as you can see, it's not available. Let's correct this. It's supposed to be property. It's available. So in here, we're going to add a padding, and the padding here is going to be 3rem 0px. That's for top, bottom, left, and right. This is going to be 0px. Then next, we're going to have our property card, which is the cards container. We're going to have property sale cards. In here, we're going to have display grid, and next we're going to need grid template columns. We're going to use repeat. We need auto fit to make it responsive, to make our cards responsive. Next, we're going to add min max, which is going to be the min and max width for our cards. And in here, we're going to add the width, which is going to be 500 px and 1 fr. That's what our card look like. It's not yet looking nice because we don't have all of them yet. Let's see, we need about 3 more of them. So we're just going to copy and paste our card right now. And this is our card right here. All you have to do is copy and paste it 3 more times. And that should do it for our cards. Let's see what they look like. They are not looking quite nice. Let's make sure the cards style is available in HTML. Just copy this and search for it in HTML. It's available. So let's go ahead and complete our styles to make that work. We need a gap right here, and the gap here is going to be 20 px. And next, we're going to add a margin top, and the margin top here is going to be 1 rem. Then next, we're going to target our cards directly. We're going to use the ID of our card. We're going to type in property card ID, and in here we need display flex, and next we need align items, which is going to be start. And after that, we need gap, and our gap here is going to be 2px. Then next, we're going to add a height, and the height here is going to be 220px. After that, we need to style the property card left, the left side of our card. This is going to be property card left. And here we need width. The width here is going to be 50%. And next, we need height. and the height here is going to be 100%. Then next we're going to use this to target the image directly. If you notice, the image is quite big right now. So to target the image, we need to type in img right in front of the class, and here we're going to set the width to 100%, and next we're going to set the height to 100%. We need object fits cover to make the image responsive. Here we're going to have cover. Then next we're going to add border. We already have a border variable, and now we're going to be using border 10. Let's see what it looks like. As you can see, this is beginning to look nice. Now the classes we've already added have just made it to start looking much more like what we have right here. Let's go ahead and continue with our styles. Next, we're going to be styling the right side of our card, which is the side that holds the property price, the property name, and the property review. And in order to style that, we need to type in our class once more. This time around, we need property card right. And for the card right, we need width, and the width here is going to be 100%. Next, we're going to add height here, and the height is going to be 100%. Next, we need display flex, and we're going to need flex direction to stack them on top of each other. It's going to be column. And next, we're going to need align item, and it's going to be stats to align our text and everything to the left side of the card. Next, we're going to use padding to add some space around them. The padding is going to be down here. The padding here is going to be 10 px, and we need justify content. It's going to be space between. Our justify content here just acts like a gap. It puts space in between objects. And now let's see what it looks like. That does not work. Let's make sure this class is available in HTML. Just copy this and paste it right in here. And as you can see, it's not available. There seems to be a problem. So let's find out what it is. This is the problem right here. We don't need the second R, so we are just going to change all occurrences and remove the second R, and that should work. This is just what we want for now. Let's go ahead and continue with the styles. Next, we're going to target the property details tab. Property details tab. And after that, we need display flex, and we're going to need align items center. Then next, we're going to need a width, and the width here is going to be 100%. We're also going to need justify contents space between once more to act like a gap. And next, we're going to need property sale price, which is the price of our property. Here we're going to need property sale price. This right here is our property sale price. As you can see, it's not looking quite nice for now. What we have to do is add a color variable and font size to make it look just like what we want. Here we're going to add a color, and the color here is going to be blue 400, which is a variable. And next we're going to need font size, and the font size here is going to be 23 px. And let's see what that looks like. As you can see, it's beginning to look nice. Next, we're going to go ahead and style the star reviews. So here we need a class. It's going to be property star reviews, and the styles here are going to be display flex, and we need align items center. And what that does is to put objects exactly side by side, as you can see right here. Just notice that before added align items center, they are not quite side by side. Align items and display flex. If you notice, this is below our stars, but if we add display flex and align item center, that sets them just side by side. And if we add a gap here, it's going to put some space in between them. That is just what we want. And after that, we're going to add a font size, and our font size here is going to be 11 px. Then next, we're going to add, let's see what our HTML looks like for the stars. Star review, we need the star review class, and let's add our color with the star review class. The color we need here is a variable we've already defined, and the variable is going to be our orange variable. Let's set color to orange, or we can just go ahead and use our yellow variable instead. Let's use yellow 200. Let's see what it looks like. As you can see, our color is looking quite nice, our stars. Next, we're going to need this font size right here. Let's set it to 11px. That looks too small. What we need for the stars, need to be 12px instead, but that might be too small for our star. For the icons, let's increase it to. Firstly, let's see what our star looks like in the review so we don't make any mistake. If you notice, we have, let's change this back to, let's use 15px for now. There are only 4 stars here, and what we have here are 5 of them, so we need to create one more. All we have to do is change all occurrences. Let's just change all occurrences, and here we're going to create another star. You can just copy and paste this. Let's bring this down here, and that should do it. If you notice, there are now 5 stars in all of them, and we can finally change it back to 12px. That is just what we want. Now let's go ahead and continue with the property star reviews. And for the remaining code in the property star reviews, we need gap, which we've already added, and we need margin top here. The margin top here is going to be 8px. The next, we're going to target our property number of reviews, which is the number of reviews right here inside this bracket. And to style it, we need to type in the class right here, property number of reviews. Here we need color, and the color here is going to be our gray variable, and it's going to be created 200. And next we need to set the font size to 13px to make it a little bit bigger than the stars. Then next we're going to style our property features. But before that, let's see what our property number of reviews look like. As you can see, it now looks quite nice, just like what we have back then in the demo. So for the property features, I'm talking about the features right here, the size, the 3 beds, and the 3 BHK. For the property features, we need display flex. We also need justify content, and it's going to be space between. The next, we're going to need align items, and it's going to be center. After that, we need margin top, and our margin top here is going to be 2px. Then we need width, and the width here is going to be 100%. Let's see what it looks like. As you can see, it now looks quite nice, just like what we want, but we still need to add more styles to make them exactly like what we have in the demo. And to do that, we need to target them directly. We just need to type in property features once more, property features, and target the span. And for the span, we need display flex, and we also need align items, and it's going to be center. The next, we're going to need gap, and our gap here is going to be 5px. After that, we're going to add font size, and the font size is going to be 13px. Also need color right here, and the color here is going to be gray 200. Let's see what our features look like. As you can see, they now look quite nice. After that, we are going to style our property feature icon. So down here, we're just going to type in property features. Let's use feature icon, and in here we need display flex. We also need align items. It's going to be center. And next we need background, and our background here is going to be, let's set it to blue soft. And next we're going to add the width here, and the width is going to be 20px. We also need height. The height here is going to be 20px. Then next we need padding to add some space around our object, and the padding here is going to be 5px. After that, we need font size to reduce the size. The font size here is going to be 11px, and we need border radius. And our border radius here is going to be border radius 100, which is a variable we already have. Let's see what else looks like. As you can see, this is our property card. It's now looking much more like what we want. Next, we need to style the footer, and we also need to add the border you see it does here that separates the top side from the bottom side. And in order to achieve that look, we need to style the property right footer. And for the property right footer, we need display flex. We also need align items. It's going to be center. The next, we need justify content, and it's going to be space between. After that, we need border top, and we are going to need to add our variable color and the border size here. The border size is going to be 1px, and the type is going to be solid. After that, we need the color, and the color is going to be gray 100, which is a variable color we already have. Next, the width here is going to be 100%, and the padding top, we need a padding top to add some space at the top of our border, and the padding top here is going to be 10px. And let's see what our border looks like. As you can see, our border is just right there. And after our border, we are going to style the button itself to make it look nice. And for the button, we just type in that view property btn, and we need display flex right here and align item to bring the text or whatever is inside our button to the center of our button. I'm going to need align item center and justify content center to achieve that. Then next, we're going to need background, and our background here is going to be blue 400. And after that, we're going to need color, and the color here is going to be white. Let's use our white variable. And next, we're going to need border radius, and the border radius here is going to be radius 5, which is border radius of 5px. Next, we're going to need width, and the width here is going to be fit content. And next, we're going to need set mean width to make it unable to become much more smaller. And mean width here is going to be, let's set it to 80px. We need the padding next, and the padding here is going to be 10px 20px. And after that, we're going to remove every border from our button by adding border none. Then next, we need cursor, and we're going to change it to pointer. After that, we're going to add font size to increase the text a little bit, and the text here is going to be 13px. Then next, we need font weight to make it much more bolder, I mean the text, and the font weight here is going to be 600. Then next, we need transition, and the transition here is going to be set to transition, which is our variable. And let's see what our button looks like. As you can see, our button and the card is now looking much more nicer, but we need to add our hover effect, which is the hover effect right here. And to add hover effect, we just need to grab the class once more and add hover right in front of it. And for the hover effect, we want to change the background color whenever we hover on the button. We're going to be changing the background to blue 200, which is another color. And let's see what it looks like. This right here, that's what we want. So now let's go ahead and change the property image to different images. In order to do that, we just have to come right here in HTML and target the images. So this right here is another image. For here, this image, we are going to use property image 4, and next I'm going to use property image 1 for this one. And next, let's see what they look like. As you can see, they are now different apart from the second one. So let's just go ahead and change it to another image. Let's use image 6, and that should be what we want. As you can see, this now looks nice, but we still need to add the button before we forget. In order to add the button, we just need to do what we did at the beginning. Just add a span here and give it a class. The class is going to be bottom button container, and we're going to have a button right inside it. It's going to have a class which is going to be big btn. We also need a btn class right here to make it stylish. That is a class we've already created in CSS and styled it. And the text in here is going to be browse more properties, just like before. So in here we're going to have browse more properties, and let's see what our button looks like. As you can see, our button is right there and it's looking beautiful. Next, we're going to go ahead and create the good reviews by customer section, which is our last section in this part 3. So to create our last section, we need a section tag right here, another section tag, and this section tag is going to have a class. The class right here is going to be our two classes, just like before. The first one is going to be container, and The second one is going to be explore. Actually, we don't need explore here. We've already used that before. What we need here is customer reviews, and we're going to go ahead and remove this container class. We don't need it. What we need here is our header for the reviews. Let's see what it looks like. We need a header right here, and we also need a container right inside it. The container is going to be inside here, which is our container for the div. This is going to be container, and in here we're going to have our header, and the header is going to have a class which is going to be header center, just like before. And next we need the h1 tag right in here, and it's going to have a class. The class is going to be head text, and the text right in here is going to be good reviews by customer. The next one is create a p tag, and the p tag here is going to have a class which is going to be wrap text center, and we're just going to paste our dummy text right in here. We're just going to copy and paste this here, and that should do it. Let's see what it looks like. As you can see, it's right there, just like what we want. Next, we're going to create our cards container, create a main tag, and give it a class. The class is going to be review cards container, and for the review cards container, we need our cards right in here. We need a div for the cards. It's going to have a class once more, and the class is going to be card. And next, we're going to add an ID, and the ID here is going to be review card ID. In here, we need a span tag for the user image, and we're going to call the class here review. Let's call it review card top. And in here, we're going to have our image tag, and it's going to have our source image right here, which is going to be assets, and we need image, the image folder. Next, we need our user 6, which is the image right there in the demo. The next, we're going to create the user review and the user's name, and also the job. Down here, we need a p tag for the review. I'm going to give it a class, and the class is going to be wrap text center. Then after that, we are going to paste this dummy text once more right inside it. Just paste this here, and that should do it for the review. Next, we're going to create the card footer, which is the folder that holds the user and the reviewer name and the reviewer job. So create a span here and give the class. Actually, let's use a footer tag instead of a span. So we'll give the class, and the class is going to be reviewer. Let's use review card footer instead of reviewer card footer. Then in here, we're going to have our reviewer name, which is going to have a class. And the class here is going to be, let's call it reviewer name. And in here, we're going to have the name. The first one was Sarah. And next, we're going to have a p tag, and the p tag here is going to have a class which is going to be review. Let's call this class review. Okay, this is actually going to be a reviewer job, not review job. It's going to be reviewer job. And next, we need CEO of Amazon, and let's see what that looks like. This is our card right here. It's beginning to look like just what we want, but we still need to add some styles to make it look much more better. And in order to add our styles, we need to get down here in CSS and write out our class. And the first class we need right here is the customer reviews. Here we need customer reviews, which is the container that holds every element in our review section. This is actually going to be customer reviews, not customer reviews container. If you notice in the demo, we have an image right here in the background. This image, it's not just a colored background, it's actually an image, if you notice. And to achieve that, we need a background image here. And I'm going to use an image I already have. The image here is going to be assets img, and I'm going to use pattern. Then next we're going to add, we need background repeat here, background repeats. We're going to set it to no repeat to stop our image from repeating many times. And next we need to add background color. Let's just call it background, and we need our variable here, and this time around we need do soft as the background. Then next we need padding here for padding, to add padding to the left, right, and top, and also bottom of our container. Here the padding is going to be 3 rem and 0 rem. Then next we're going to add our reviewer card container, which is the container that holds the review cards. This is actually going to be a review, not reviewer card container. This is going to be a review card. This is going to be a review cards container. In here we need display, and it's going to be grid. Then next we need grid, template columns, and we need repeat. Here we need auto fit, and we're going to need min max. Then next we're going to add 200 px, which is going to be our card width, and also 1 fr. Next we need to add the gap in between the cards, and the gap here is going to be 20 px. Then we need margin top, and the margin top here is going to be 1 rem. Let's see what it looks like. It doesn't look nice yet because we still need about 2 more of the cards. So let's just go ahead and paste 2 more of them. So this is our card right here. We're just going to copy and paste this 2 more times. Now let's see what they look like. As you can see, they are beginning to look like just what we want, but we still need to add some styles. And the remaining styles are going to be our card ID. We need the card ID. Here we need review card ID. And we need padding here, and the padding is going to be 3 rem and 1 rem. Then next we need border none right here to remove the border from the card. And next we're going to need box shadow to add some box shadow to the card. Here it's going to be 0 px, 0 px, 10 px, and 1 px. That is to add some shadow around it to control the shadow direction. And next we're going to add our variable color, which is going to be blue soft. And now let's see what our shadow looks like. If you notice, the shadow is right there, but I don't think our image was added. What we have to do is change this blue soft to blue soft PG, which is another color, and take the background and place it on top of the image, and that should do it. Now let's see what our background looks like. And this is our background right here. It's now just what we want. This is our background, just what we want. And next we're going to go ahead and style the remaining parts of our card ID. The remaining styles we need here have already been added, which is the box shadow, which is already here. And next what we need to add is the review card top. And for the review card top, I'm talking about the image, and let's see what we have there. Just the image. The review card bottom is supposed to be the reviewer name and the reviewer job. I think the description is also part of the review card top. So let's just go ahead and style that. Here we're going to type in review card top. We need display flex here. And next we're going to need align items, and it's going to be center. And after that we need flex direction, and it's going to be flex direction, and it's going to be column. Then next we need justify contents, and it's going to be center, to bring our image and the description to the center of the card. The next we need review card top, and we're going to target the image to make it smaller and much more rounded, just like what we have in the demo. We need width here, and the width here is going to be 90 px. Then after that we need height, and the height is going to be 90 px. We need margin bottom right here to add some space below the image, and to add some space to separate the description text right here from the image. So the margin bottom here is going to be 20 px, then our border radius here is going to be border radius 100, which is 100% border radius. The next one is add object fit cover to make our image responsive cover, and let's see what it looks like. As you can see, this is beginning to look nice. So let's go ahead and start the reviewer name. But before that, let's target the reviewer card filter to bring the reviewer name and the reviewer job to the center of the card, just like the image and description. Sorry, not description, image and the review. And to do that, we need to target the review. This is going to be review card footer, and we need display flex inside here, and we need align item center. The next, we're going to add flex direction to stack them on top of each other. It's going to be column. The next, we're going to need justify contents, which is going to be center. After that, we need margin top to push our image, to push our reviewer name and the reviewer job downwards. The margin top here is going to be 9px, and let's see what that looks like. As you can see, this is beginning to look nice. So to style the reviewer name, we need to target the reviewer name class, and in here we're going to need margin top once more, and the margin top here is going to be 1 rem. Then next we need color, and our color here is going to be text head color, which we already defined at the top of our CSS file. And next we're going to need font size, and the font size here is going to be 15px. And let's see what our reviewer name looks like. As you can see, it looks quite nice. After that, we're going to start our reviewer job. If you notice, our reviewer job in the demo has another type of font family, which is italic. And in order to add that, we need to target the reviewer job down here. This is going to be reviewer job. And for the reviewer job, we need margin top, and it's going to be 6px. And next, we need to change the color. The color here is going to be gray 300. Then after that, we are going to add font family. Not font family, we need font size first. Font size is going to be 12px, and the font family here, font family is going to be serif. Then next, we're going to add font style, and the font style is going to be italic. Let's see what it looks like. As you can see, it now looks quite nice, but we're going to go ahead and change the name and the job to make it just what we have right here. And for the second name, let's see where the second name is. This is the third name here. The third name here is Corey Steven. This is going to be Corey Steven. And the second one is going to be Chloe Brian. This is going to be Chloe Brian. And the job is CEO of Apple. And the third one is founder of Paystack. Now let's change the image. The image can be anything at all. So for the third image, I'm going to use another random image, and this one is going to be also another random image, and that should do it. As you can see, this now looks nice, but let's not forget to add our button. Okay, we don't have any button here. As you can see, we are done with the third part of our video. If you notice, it's not yet responsive, but in the next part, which is the last part of our project, I'm going to make it responsive with CSS, and we are also going to add JavaScript to make our sidebar work. And if you notice, the checkbox right here are not working. Two of them are not supposed to be checked at the same time. That is wrong, but we're going to fix that with JavaScript in the next part of our project. If you really enjoyed this third part, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.